Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fata Morgana. Last time, I called it. I fucking called it. I can't believe, how good of a portrayal this is, first of all. Seriously. Hello, Kamada, welcome to the stream. What? This is just going above and beyond in its portrayal. They must have done some kind of research into Michel's particular condition. Seriously, that, from what I've read, and, that's, damn, Michel is actually trans, and and seeing his life story like this is just heartbreaking, and I wonder, my main question is now, how is he gonna get his body as far as he did in the 10th century? That is the thing I really want to know at this point, because a lot of it seems self-explanatory right now, except for that part. And, damn, what a ride this has been, seriously. And, by the way, there is no way in hell that that's the real Giselle that he met at the top of the tower. There is no way. Hello, Lambda, welcome to the stream. There is no way. First of all, aside from Giselle's character, we, not being that way, we already learned that she didn't care if he was a guy or a girl, based on how she acted as the maid toward the white-haired girl. So, for Giselle to say that would not make any sense with what we know about her character and, hell, the actions that we've seen her do. So, yeah, absolutely, Lambda. That is such an amazing portrayal. Seriously. Anyway, I can't wait to see where this story goes. Let's get back into it. It was the spring of my 14th year. Heavy clouds filled the sky, blocking out the sun and giving the impression of late evening all throughout the day. I, for one, preferred it when the sun wasn't out. Well, yeah, because he's an albino. Not that sunlight would kill me, but if it was bright enough, the whole world was so white, I could hardly see a thing. Which meant I could only go outside on days when the weather made most everyone else gloomy. I gotta say, the unique art style they went with for this chapter is incredible. As I was meandering through the courtyard, is that Pauline? Is that Pauline? No way, it can't be. Is that Pauline? There's no way. She probably just looks similar. And I think I know who this is. It's probably his first girlfriend. I spotted someone I had never seen before. And my god, this music is it's super loud to me. Even when the volume is on 1. I don't know why. A warm breeze blew past, sending up a swirl of flower petals. The girl's dress hung lightly over her frame, tracing her gentle curves. Who are you? I asked bluntly, and the girl twirled around, smiling. Yep, I remember this name, yep. Let's see. I'm gonna give her the Pauline, Jessica voice just because she looks similar. My apologies. You just have such a beautiful courtyard here that I let myself in for a little walk. Long chestnut hair flowed over round, feminine shoulders. It swayed slightly in the wind. The cloud of melancholy dissipated in the light of her smile. You must be Michel. You're just as pretty as I'd hoid. And you are. My name is Amy. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Finally meet me? What was she talking about? As I stood there, baffled by this strange woman, she stepped towards me, kissing me softly on the cheek. Oh my God! What are you doing to him? I'm thrilled to make your acquaintance, Michel. Her voice was like someone pouring honey into my ear. Electrifyingly sweet. Oh my God! Oh God! Awkward! Awkward! Awkward. I'm George's fiancée. And it also stuck another needle into my chest. She was a noble girl by the name of Amy Jovert. Though only 15, she was the very image of refined, polished to a shine. Hello, Les Mis. Welcome to the stream. No one had told me my brother was to be married. It came out of nowhere, and it seemed I was the only one who didn't yet know. That evening, when the family gathered around the table for supper, Amy was there too. And they prepared an extravagant feast for the occasion. My father, Antonin, looked so proud of his two boys, Didier, soon to receive his assignment, and Georges, soon to be wed. The banquet proceeded smoothly. Not a doubt in the air that we were a happy family. But my mind was elsewhere. I found myself unconsciously chasing Amy with my eyes. Oh my God! Watching the way those slender fingers gripped her spoon, her full lips parting to allow a piece of fruit in. Damn! He is thirsty as fuck. Her deep red tongue visible for the briefest of moments. The way all the muscles in her face seemed to relax in bliss as sweet juices seeped into her mouth. My God! The way she spoke, so soft and gentle, letting each sound hang in the air just briefly before intoning the next. She was distinctly feminine, in a different way than my mother. Apparently, Amy was going to be living at the Bollinger estate for quite some time. Mother was pleased to have another girl around. Or more specifically, she was relieved to have found someone other than my brothers for me to spend time with. I had assumed I would hate being around another girl. Surely she wouldn't be able to play chess after all. But for some reason, I felt much less suffocated around her than my mother. One night, Amy's family and an array of nobles from both houses' social circles assembled at the estate for a party. A din the likes of which I had never heard in my life filled the great hall. Everywhere I looked, there were people, people, people. Servants scrambled every which way. Silverware clashed against dishes in an almost constant hum. Voices from all directions. I felt moderately ill. Hey, G, I feel like we're critically short on waiters. This don't look good for us.
And who was it that went around inviting everyone he came across again? Who are these people?
They're artists like me. I met them at the court. Let's see. We have some painters, composers, sculptors, troubadours. You know, other various classes. Poets, writers, you name it.
None of them have any connection to the Joberts or the Bollingers.
Sure they do. They're my friends. And, you know, this is me and Ivy's party.
You can play with your friends elsewhere. I hope you realize we have a reputation to uphold.
Off in one corner, several men, presumably George's friends, gathered in a circle. They stood out from the other aristocrats, both in appearance and the air they gave off. The clothes they wore, the embroidery hidden beneath their jacket cuffs, their manner of speech, the way they held themselves. They were, simply put, a far cry from the hard-headed DDA's ideal party guests. Even watching them from afar, it was clear my two brothers ran in very different crowds. The only reason headstrong DDA and my free-spirited Georges were able to get along at all was because they were brothers. If they had been strangers, I doubt their paths would cross much, and if they did, those intersections would be quite rocky. Hey, come here, guys! George's shouting voice pulled my preoccupied mind back to the surface. He summoned his friends, then led them to where I stood. Oh, God. What are you doing hiding in the corner, Michel? I didn't even notice you. Allow me to introduce you to a few of my friends. Oh, God, yep, oh, God, the really awkward face. Fuck, how do I say this? I'm straight, but not in the way you're imagining. Fuck. George has put his hand on my shoulders, peeling me off the wall and standing me in front of his male friends. Socialization was the last thing on my mind. I searched for DDA, hoping he would come to my rescue, but he was off trading pleasantries, facing far away from me. This is my baby sister, Michel. Be nice. Georges, I don't...
Gracious, your skin is even more pale than I imagined. It's like something out of a fairy tale. And why have you never brought her with you to the court? She'd be a sure hit.
Damn, what the fuck? So wait, you're hitting on someone you think is 12? Oh, God.
And how old are you now? 12, mayhap?
Now, don't treat the lady like a child. I'll have you know she's 14.
All the more reason she should be out there making friends. The whole court would flip if they knew you had such a gorgeous sister, Georges.
Don't be a brute, my man. Our little angel has to be kept inside for personal reasons.
Uh-oh, sounds like I haven't been showing the lady her due respect. I've yet to even properly introduce myself. How rude indeed.
His expressions are just... Oh my God. Their laughs grated on my nerves. And so did the way Georges spoke as though I was his property. They looked like they were appraising me, which made me sick to my stomach. I'd been paying enough attention to notice the man who had asked if I was 12, and the rest of them too, examining me from head to toe in search of curves. Jesus fucking Christ. I was indeed underdeveloped for 14. Well, I'm sure he's happy about that. But what did that matter? Yeah, he's lucky in that respect. I didn't want a body shaped like Amy's or my mother's.
Now then, milady, a proper greeting.
The man got down on one knee before me. For a split second, I didn't comprehend what he was doing. Go on, Michel. He's waiting. He whispered into my ear. That was when it all came back to me. The traditional greeting performed between a man and a woman. Come on, Michel. Don't tell me you forgot what to do. I knew. I knew the process. I had that knowledge. Mother had taught me the rules, shown me the procedure. I was to present my hand to the man for him to kiss. All I had to do was hold out my hand, but I was frozen. My body fought tooth and nail against the simple act. The thought of that man putting his lips on my skin sent a chill through me. Oh, excuse me, I gotta change positions here. My back is still not at 100%, and I'm just in a different position than usual. Why was this a traditional greeting? Why did I have to go through this? Michel! But at the sound of George's frantic voice, my arm creaked up from my side. Then I remembered that despite being his friends, there was still nobility. As wanton as his social interactions may have been, he still had a reputation to maintain. And I understood that. I also understood that as their sister, it was my responsibility not to do anything that might tarnish either of my brothers' names. Also, by tradition, the man wasn't supposed to actually kiss the woman's hand. The proper way to do it required he simply mimic the act, rather than make real contact. Oh, that's nice. That much I could handle. The man kneeling before me gave an uncomfortable chuckle at my reluctance, shrugged, and reverently took my hand in his. And then, he is cringing. Oh God, he pressed his lips firmly against my skin. There was a vaguely warm sensation on the back of my hand for the briefest moment. Oh wow, that face. What do you? Reflexively, I smacked the man's hand away. Oh boy. George's eyes went wide in horror, and the man gave another playful shrug.
I was merely offering you a greeting, milady. Or is even that a new experience to you? Your innocence is truly precious.
Oh God! Hey, FBI, open up! I was half a second away from throwing a barrage of insults, but I bit my tongue and stomped off instead. Oh, Michel! Hey, come back, Michel! I'd spent all that time convincing myself I couldn't humiliate my brothers, but now I wouldn't hear a word of it. I had drawn a fair bit of attention, and other people tried to stop me too, but I brushed them all off, marching my way out of the great hall. I feel so dirty. You call that a greeting? No, that was no greeting. That was I'll be taking that, I say, practically swiping a glass of water off a passing waiter's tray. With it, I washed my hand by the window facing the courtyard. But no matter how much water I poured over it, I couldn't erase the sickening sensation of his mouth on my hand. So I rubbed it with my sleeve until my skin was bright red. I wanted to feel something else, anything else, even pain. Think before you act, Georges. What were you even doing inviting people like that into our home? I was angry, and I had every right to be. He had not performed the proper greeting. Even in jest, he had no business actually putting his lips on the hand of a 14-year-old child. It was not acceptable behavior for an aristocrat. He was a guest. He should have been ashamed. Was I angry that he had been disrespectful? No, that wasn't the reason. It was...
That wasn't very nice of you running off like that.
Oh, God. At the sound of his voice, I couldn't turn back. I felt a sickening warmth almost directly against my back. The man from the Great Hall grabbed me by the wrists, spun me around, oh my God! And pressed me against the wall. Holy fuck! The bitter scent of wine wafted from above. What the hell are you doing? I tried a second time to get away from him, and that was when reality sunk in. I couldn't do it. All the strength I could muster wasn't enough to make the man's hand budge. Oh my God! My arms were locked in place. I didn't think he was especially strong either. He was hardly built like DDA. And still, I couldn't move an inch.
You've got a tongue like a boy, milady. I know some people are fond of that these days.
Oh, God. Well, I bet he's happy about the first part of that sentence, at least.
Can't say I mind myself.
Oh, God. FBI, open up! Oh, God. Let go. Had I always been this feeble? Were my arms truly so worthless I couldn't even escape this brute's grip? Why did I have to get stuck with this body?
Now, just so we're clear, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm no monster, I promise you that.
Then why are you holding me against the wall?
Because I want a chance to try and woo you.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? You think that after this kind of experience, anyone would even consider it?
I apologize.
Yeah, and you want to woo a freaking 14-year-old girl, you fuckface? My God.
I apologize if I made you uncomfortable back there, but the second I laid eyes on you, I knew you were a keeper.
Oh, God. Fuck you off. Then let go of me.
But if I do that, you'll run away. And it's my personal rule to never let go of anything I like. Your brother says you can't go outside. So if I set you loose now, I might never get a chance to catch you again.
I wanted to vomit. Apparently taking my silence for approval, the man perked up and kept going.
If you're not accustomed to being around men, then why not take this as an opportunity to get familiar?
Oh, God.
Not a half bad idea, if I do say so myself. And I think we'd get along quite well.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Besides, I'm a minstrel. Spend some time with me and I'll write all the songs you could possibly want.
Get away from me!
Oh, you really do have the most striking eyes.
Oh, God, excuse me while I go vomit in the corner.
Makes me want to keep them all for myself. Ugh. With a muse like that, I could write the most incredible songs you've ever heard.
I said, get back, you creep!
Huh, that's odd. That one's never failed me.
Well, maybe you used it when you weren't fucking restraining someone and like freaking assaulting them, you ass. The man brought his face in just inches from mine and peered into my eyes. I could feel his hot wine-scented breath against my cheeks. It gave me the chills. I couldn't understand why this was happening to me. Panic and confusion had my heart racing. Go and try your luck with someone else! I'm not interested!
You will be soon enough, darling. You've simply never known a man's touch.
Ugh! Oh God, disgusting. He drew closer. He was already practically on top of me, but still he closed in. Closer and closer. The world faded out. I couldn't see anything. I could feel his rising body heat so near it made me nauseous. My eyes flung open, but there was nothing there. I only felt. I could only feel. Oh God. I couldn't move. My body wouldn't budge. In my mind, I kicked the man away, pulled my fist back and slammed it into his jaw. Again and again and again and again, until his face was unrecognizable. Again and again and again until I beat him. But reality would have none of that. Michel! Hey, what do you think you're doing? 3 seconds? 10 seconds? Longer? I had no idea how much time I had lost. But the next thing I knew, Georges had the man by the collar. I fell back against the wall, staring absent-mindedly as the two struggled. They traded blows and they traded insults. Oh, good job, Georges. Thank you for saving him. Before long, they had drawn a crowd. While they went at it, I distractedly drifted away. And I only had one place to go. I didn't even bother to light a candle. I just stared into the darkness. My heartbeat was maddeningly loud in my otherwise silent chambers. What had happened? What had he done to me? Why? Why couldn't I do anything? The last thing I wanted to do was cry. Tears would only serve to worsen my humiliation. Only magnify how wretched I was. Only make me more effete. I bit down on my lip, hard. I had no need for that trash on my body. I dug my nails into my arms. I had no need for that trash on my body. Oh no, oh God. All of this, every last bit of it. That was why I was the way I was. I didn't know how to put it into words. I didn't know how to express this boundless frustration within me. But after enough wordless groaning, a single word slipped from my lips, and it felt incredibly right. God damn it! I knew good and well a girl should not be using such words. And that time, but hell, I curse all the fucking time, Michel, so you know what? Curse away. Even Didier and Georges would have gotten an earful from mother or father if they were caught saying that. Regardless, God damn it! It was the most fitting word I could come up with to represent even the smallest bit of my anger and loathing. I knew all I was doing was shifting the blame. That all it would accomplish was making me look pitiful. But I would take that over crying like a girl any day. It's so interesting to see another perspective. I know that during my childhood, I don't know what I could have done without crying, but like personally, I just even when I'm crying, when I'm sad, I just feel like the complete oh, hello Gabriel, welcome to the stream. I didn't see you there. You're brand new. Like, but for someone who is a guy, I can see that totally just being absolutely nightmarish for them. I let loose a sigh that was halfway to being a scream, then started clawing wildly at my hair. I wanted to yank out every last damn strand of it. I didn't want it. I didn't want any of it. Any of this body. But in that case, what did I want from my body? Michel, may I come in, Michel? It was George's voice, slightly muffled through the door. The man who had invited those people into this house. I would be lying if I said I didn't hold that against him. Michel. But at the same time, he had also come to my rescue. Exactly, you can't forget that. Besides, I hated myself the most. I despised myself for being so helpless. I'm sorry, Michel. I didn't mean to hurt you. It's not locked. After a few moments of silence, Georgia stepped into my room. Your hair's a mess, Michel. And my God, you're bleeding. That was when I first noticed the stinging sensation in my lower lip. A metallic taste spread through my mouth. I'd been biting it much harder than I realized. And there was a lot more blood than I expected. A trail of it was running down my chin, seconds from spilling onto my clothes when Georges wiped it away. I'm really sorry, Michel. He can be a real ass when he drinks. Yeah, no kidding. And he's a bit of a womanizer at that. I never expected you to try to go after you, though. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. But, there's a chance he might have, genuinely taken a liking to you, so... That just makes it worse! Sorry. You're right. You want to be with a man you like. I understand. He ran his hands through my hair, as if trying to calm me down, at the same time cleaning up the mess I had made of it. It made me feel like I was some kind of plaything. A joke of a doll. I don't... Huh? I don't want to be with anyone. I would never, ever be comfortable with a man putting his hands on me like that. However, I'm sure you'll find someone eventually, Michel. Someone that feels right for you. I feel kind of awful for introducing him to you, but there are plenty of men in the world. He might not be interested now, but that'll change soon. It's part of growing up. You'd be best off forgetting today ever happened. I was dead certain that that apparently wasn't enough to convince him. The very idea that I might one day meet a man who I wanted to touch made my skin crawl. Who I wanted to touch me made my skin crawl. Why? Why did I feel like this? Was I just not interested in men? No, as if that were the case, I wouldn't admire my brother's bodies. I didn't have an aversion to men. In fact, I enjoyed spending time with my brothers far more than indulging my mother in her woman's world. What I couldn't stand was the particular look men would sometimes give me. But why? Why did I not like that? Because you are a guy. I found no answer. My thoughts were only going in circles. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, hold on. I also got to change positions here. As well. This is just... They had to have done some kind of research. Clearly. This is like a step above, you know, like now, I love Steins Gate, but like this is like a step above, like portrayal of this in things I've seen in so many other things that have tried to portray this. Seriously, wow. Like, unbelievably. They must have done their research, and I absolutely applaud them for it. Incredible. Are you okay, Michel? He peered down at me, his face twisted in concern. But I couldn't answer him. How was I supposed to articulate this? My anger, my frustration, my irritation, my fear. I had no confidence he would understand. Georges? How's Michel? Amy's voice came from the doorway. Inexplicably, I felt like someone had stuck their hand in my chest and was now squeezing my heart. Like I'd just been caught in a compromising situation by the last person I wanted to see me. Ah, yes, she's doing good. Aren't you? Yes. I'm fine. Glad to hear it. Wow, Georges. You really believe that? I was clearly lying, not even looking him in the eyes when I'd said that. But that seemed to have gone over Georges' head. Ivy, on the other hand. You don't look fine at all. She said, a hint of pain in her voice, and then entered the room. Georges, Father was asking for you. He says it's time to bring the gathering to a close. You should get going. I'll stay here with her. Oh, is he? All right then. Sounds good. Once the sound of Georges' footsteps had faded into nothing, Amy took a seat beside me, and without warning, wrapped her arms around my shoulders. It's much better to talk to another girl at a time like this. My heart leapt into my throat. But beyond the shock, I also found myself welcoming the warmth. It was pleasant, unlike the man's. That must have been terrifying. But don't worry, you're safe now. It wasn't really, no. No need to pretend, sweetie. If a man had me pinned against the wall, I'd be scared too. I mean, I wasn't scared. I'm just disappointed in myself. All right, I believe you. You're a strong girl, Michel. There aren't many who wouldn't have been scared. I'll be sure to give Georges a story talking to about his chosen friends. Jeez Louise. Something I learned today is that he's somewhat of a pushover. You're a lot more tenacious than I thought. As a woman in this world, you have to be. And if you're not, well, you'll figure it out soon enough, Michel. Of course, even as strong as you are, I'm sure it'll still be difficult to forget what happened to you today. Georges had told me to forget it as soon as possible, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to. Was it the difference in their individual perspectives? Or was this the difference between the way men and women thought? I wasn't sure. As my head rested against her breast, a bit of my frustration slipped out. I couldn't move my arms at all. He didn't even seem all that strong. I couldn't believe that I was really so weak. That's just the way of the world, Michel. Men are physically stronger than women, so you'll almost never overpower one. You're not any weaker than a normal girl. Don't blame yourself. Oh, God. Though it wasn't the consolation I'd hoped for, her words still filled me with warmth. I had exploited my own weakness to hear more of that soothing voice, and I alone knew how foolish I was in doing so. Yep, I think this is where that scene is. Ivy frequently visited my chambers. I didn't know if it was at Mother's request or of her own volition. But I prayed it was the latter. She was a very touchy-feely person, and she seemed to have a particular fondness for playing with my hair. Whenever her voice danced its way into my ears, it would wreak havoc inside me. Being enveloped in her scent day after day stoked the fire growing within me. He's gonna try to kiss her, isn't he? Oh, God. I did my best to remain as straight-faced as possible, because the last thing I wanted was her catching on. I understood the things I was feeling were untoward, to say the least. Your hair is so utterly enchanting. I've never seen hair so white before. I think having color is much prettier. Oh? Well, Well, Georgia says white is the most difficult color to make with paint. There's no greater challenge than capturing the beauty of true white. Living with such a splendid example of the color must have given him a very high standard of quality. Say, Michel, maybe you could tell me about yourself today. I would love to get to know you better. Tell you about myself? Yeah, we could become even better friends if we found some mutual interests. I enjoy playing chess, and I consider myself quite good. Oh my, chess! I've never played. You're such a bright girl, Michelle. Would you like to try? I could teach you. I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll pass. I doubt I would be any good. Oh. Okay. What else is there? Say, your favorite kind of flower, fragrance, color or gemstone? Are there any embroidery patterns you're particularly skilled at? I don't have any favorites, no. And I'm not especially good with a needle either. No? Do you have shaky hands then? I wouldn't say that, no. I'm fairly good with a knife, I think. A knife? Oh, like a kitchen knife? No, a sculpting knife. Sculpting? Is that really so strange? Huh. It is a bit unusual, I'd say. But Georges does it all the time. His room is practically made of wood chips and charcoal and paint. Georges is an artist and a man. There's nothing unusual about him doing some sculpting. Why is it okay for him but not me? Does being a girl really make that much of a difference? Well, why don't we practice embroidery together, Michelle? I get the feeling you spend too much time with your brothers. But now you have me. I'm sure it won't be long before you appreciate how much fun cooking and needlework can be. She sounds just like Mother. And she gives the same reason, too. Because I'm a girl. But that's not an explanation. It's a vague generalization. That said, if I agree, I can spend more time with her. Okay. Wonderful. We'll come up with beautiful designs together. And when you've made something you're proud of, you can give it to a boy who catches your eye. Or, if you prefer, you can give it to your father or brother. I would like Georges to have what I make, though. You stay clear of him. Oh, I've been wondering, did you and Georges meet at the royal court? Oh, heavens, no. I've never been to the court. One day my father told me I was getting married. And the next day is when we first met. My God! She's certainly taking this well. It happened that quickly. What, are you worried about me, Michelle? Huh, Don't worry, I'm not displeased with the arrangement. In fact, I'm quite happy with it. Aristocratic marriages are almost always sudden. And as a woman, you get used to being a piece in their games. Jesus Christ, I mean. But George's, he's different. He's a gentleman. A gentleman? Him? You sound surprised. I believe... Oh. I believe hedonist suits him better. Oh, I quite disagree. I have complete faith he'll do good by me. Oh, wow. Oh, God. It's so sad. Michel, he was just born in the wrong time. Oh, God. It just makes you think, like, how many people, like, had modern issues that today would be far less of a big deal, like, throughout history, that just, like, lived their whole lives and just died without even knowing. what was going on with them, and like that there could eventually have something to do about it, like sorry. I mean, it's still a big deal in modern times, but at least, you know, like, he would have information and things to go through, and, you know, just that thought just kills me. I couldn't fathom where she had found such confidence in him, especially a man she had only just met. How could she trust him at all? She was nothing but a pawn, and she knew it. So maybe she was simply putting on an act. I had trouble believing her smile was anything but genuine, though. One day, you'll meet the right man for you, Michel. He won't be a drunk like the guy from Oilia. He'll be a kind, hard-working, respectable man. Oh no, god damn it. See, if there's any complaint I have with the UI, which is otherwise beautiful, is that this menu is a little too big. Like, would it kill them to have it, like, all along the bottom here, instead of peek into the black part? Like, I really think that these options should have been along the bottom right here. And they could have still only come up when you get the mouse, but, like, jeez. Be a kind, hard-working, respectable man. I would rather not find anyone. I suppose this is still all too soon for you, huh? My god. If Michel could ever meet a certain character from Umineko. I bet they'd have a lot to talk about. Say, how old are you, Michel? 14. Oh wow, I assumed you were younger. Do I really look that young? No hard feelings. You're just like a tiny little doll. So small and slender. And look, not one to meet up here at all. Hey! She playfully grabbed me from behind and started prodding at my chest. Well, I bet he is grateful for that. As her delicate fingers slid across my skin, I found myself gripped by very indecent urges. He is thirsty. Every heavy thump of my heart felt sinful. She couldn't know. I couldn't let her. Oh God, is he gonna try to kiss her? Oh God. Everything I'd been fighting to keep down came hurtling to the surface. It was so cold, you know that? She was touching me like it was nothing, caressing my hair. Was she this intimate with Georges? Or was it because I was a younger girl that she was so keen on putting her hands all over me? Before I understood what I was feeling, my body acted. Uh-oh! It was pure, unfiltered impulse. In my attempt to escape from her grip, I twisted around, only to find my face inches from Imy's. Slowly gravitating closer, I pressed my lips against the corner of her mouth. Oh God! Imy sat there, flabbergasted. I was equally aghast. Oh God! I'm sorry. As I frantically put some distance between us, I'm sure my face was resin apple, though I didn't know it at the time. Well, that was certainly unexpected. I'm sorry. Did I make you uncomfortable touching you so much? Ivy was smiling, though it looked forced. She's brushing it off. No, not at all. Then I must have startled you. Wow. He dodged a bullet there. I'm sorry. If I'd let you go sooner, we could have avoided this accident. No, Michel, you have to go along with that. Oh God. What do you mean, accident? A kiss on the lips is... Oh God, Michel, no! No! Oh God, oh no! Oh God! Oh God! It wasn't an accident. It wasn't Ivy. I seem to have confused you somewhat, Michel. What? I know I can be very, touchy-feely with you. And you took that to mean you should do the same. No. You can't do that again, alright? If you want to kiss your friends, you do on the cheek. Save the lips for the man you love. Oh God, please. Michel, don't say another word. Don't say another word. I should get going then. George starts getting cranky if I don't give him enough attention. Oh God, Michel, no! Hold on, Ivy. So long, Michel. Oh God. She wouldn't hear me out. Once Ivy had fled my chambers, that was when I finally comprehended my own emotions. That she had stolen my heart. But Ivy was George's fiancée. No, that wasn't the problem. My body was not meant for her love. Oh God. I awoke in the middle of night to pain in my joints. Oh no. Not enough exercise, I guess. I tried bending and stretching my arms and legs, but it did nothing. So after pondering on it for a bit, I decided to go for a late night walk to distract myself. As I approached the corridor adjacent to the courtyard, I heard a woman's voice. I'm still concerned about staying here. Amy's voice. Doing my best to remain perfectly quiet, I pressed myself up against the wall by the window and listened in on their conversation. I knew it was improper to eavesdrop, but the sound of her voice had me frozen in place. It's Michel. I'm afraid I've confused her. A tiny jolt ran down my spine, my muscles all tensing up at once. The sound of my name rising to her lips, but not in the way I would have liked. She kissed me. Well, almost, but how could I have guessed she thought of me that way? Mother told me she didn't have any female friends and asked me to be one for her, which is why— oh God! So she had only been coming to see me because Mother had asked her to. Oh God! Oh, sorry, knocked the microphone a bit there. Sorry. I had been afraid of that. Afraid that she wasn't there to be with me. That she had no fondness for me. That my yearning for her was one-sided. She kind of scares me, the way she looks at me. Always watching every little move I make. I'm sensitive to that sort of thing. I can tell what's going through Michelle's mind. I managed to deflect it this time, but I should have never gotten friendly with her. She had seen through me from day one. Understood what I was feeling before I even had. Oh God, fuck you, Amy. Fuck you. It's disgusting, homosexuality. Homosexuality? Did I hear her right? Something inside me crumbled, and with it came an intense sense of wrongness. There it was again, that overpowering discomfort. That fear coursing through my veins. That repulsion. That irritation. That apprehension. That dysphoria. Oh God. What on earth was I? Did I view Ivy as a member of the same sex? Were the things I felt homosexual? I heard Ivy sigh from beyond the window. Then the man beside her, who she was confiding all this in, replied.
She's still just a child.
That voice. Oh my God, is that the same guy?
And one with undeveloped social skills besides. Understand that she's going to do and say some inappropriate things. It's not uncommon for a child to mistake admiration for love.
That is true. That part is true. Like, I remember there was a character that one of the very first shows that I ever really fell in love with was Digimon season 1. And the character that I just loved so much was Mimi. And she was like, very beautiful and girly and just kind and sweet. Even though she at first appeared to be ditzy and an airhead, she was actually very empathetic and sweet in the end once you got to know her. And at first I thought I was in love with her, but And I collected all sorts of pictures of her and shit, but now keep in mind, I was a little kid too at this time, so there's nothing creepy about it. And unless you think otaku are creepy, which, I know some people do. My mom knew right away. She said that Mimi was someone I admired when I thought I was in love with the character. Just like I thought. Yeah, that was just a very interesting experience when I realized that. It's like wow, I know she's just someone I really want to be like. Of course, that still didn't change the fact that I do like girls as well, but it wasn't in that particular case.
And I didn't know this until recently, but when she gets something into her head, she has a tendency to run with it without thinking.
Was not the man's I had assumed it was. Oh, it was GDA! Okay. I thought it was that other guy. Oh, thank God.
The other day, she asked me to let her be a knight. I can't imagine how she thought that would end any other way.
Why?
It's not very often there are women other than Mother at the estate. I imagine she simply got nervous being around you, and something got mixed up in her head.
Why was GDA out there with her? I hope that's all it was. Ivy, hadn't you told me? You thought Georges was a gentleman. So what were you doing? Getting so friendly with DDA? Oh my God! And DDA, weren't you my ally? Was that all an act like her? You were going to be a knight. So why were you out here with your brother's fiancée?
I'm glad to have you here. So I hope you can figure something out to make it work.
I'll do what I can, but... And I'm kind of reluctant to say this to you. But something has to change. As it is, she kind of grosses me out. Oh God! Oh God! She grosses me out. So what, was I some kind of sick, disgusting creature? Oh God. All I had done was show feelings for her. I couldn't be Georges or DDA. Ah! The needles piercing me expanded, both in size and number. Soon I was being skewered by a dozen of them. And the heated sighs rising from the courtyard only served to make the pain worse. All I could do was cover my ears and run. Oh God, Michel! Why? What were you doing out there? DDA! How am I gross, Ivy? It's not real. It's all a bunch of lies. This entire house is nothing but a fraud. None of it was ever real. The family gatherings, Ivy's smiles, DDA's kindness. Georges. What about Georges? Did he agree to the marriage knowing about them? What the hell are they thinking? You want to know what's really disgusting? God damn it! I will not cry. I will not cry! I can't let myself... Girls cry. Tears of a girls. Not for me. I bit down hard on my lip, wrapped myself in my sheets, and pressed my hands hard over my ears. squeezed my eyes shut as tight as I could manage. Tried to get away from the things I had seen. Images of them embracing in the night threatened to float back to the surface, but I shook my head, casting them off. Praying I wouldn't have any nightmares, I drifted off to sleep. The next day, I awoke with a terrible fever. I hovered in a sweltering wave of heat, unable to tell dream and reality apart, listening to a seemingly endless stream of cracking noises. The sounds were coming from inside my body. I thought I was falling apart. Mother was horribly worried. Is he sick? I had never been the most healthy child, but I had never fallen this ill either. I couldn't get out of bed. My voice was raspy like an old woman's. I was genuinely afraid I would wither away and die. Mother called in a doctor after doctor to see me, but they all said it was the flu. That bodily pain was common with the fever. While there was a doctor in the house, Mother was able to remain relatively calm. But once they were gone, the anxiety came back. She stayed with me day and night, even for going to sleep. Her hands gripped mine. They held me fast. She had her head bowed as if in prayer.
Don't worry. It'll all be all right, Michel. God is watching over you. He will protect you. You're his child. You're his angel sent to earth. He will not forsake you. The doctors say it's just the flu.
Though her words seemed to be directed at me, there was a vagueness in her voice, as if they were really for herself, exactly. For so long she had wanted a daughter. I couldn't understand her fixation. But seeing her there through my cloudy eyes, I wanted to apologize for ever thinking spending time with her was agonizing.
How are you feeling? Your mother's here for you. Don't worry.
But the only sound that came from my mouth was a faint gasp. I drifted in and out of sleep, Mother's hand wrapped around my own. And I had numerous dreams. In my dreams, I was a man. In my dreams, I was GDA and I was George's. In my dreams, I fell in love with Amy. And in my dreams, I loved her. You're disgusting. But with that one word, the dreams twisted into nightmares. My body was torn into fleshy chunks, and I sunk into the darkness. Several days later, my fever was gone, like it had never been there. Well, that's cool. However... Ooh! Ooh, what the... My voice did not recover. Oh, wow! And when I attempted to climb from my bed, the murderous pain in my joints came rushing back. Instead of my feet, I landed on my face. Huh! My My voice was unbelievably deep. Damn, wow! Michel! You just won the frickin' trans lottery, I think. And the pain only got worse. Every time I took a breath, it felt like someone hammering a spike into the back of my neck, except for that part. It felt like my body was falling apart, like my dreams were becoming reality.
Michel! Michel!
When Mother scrambled into my chambers, I remembered the time she had spent at my bedside, and a wave of relief came over me. I reached my hand out in a show of vulnerability, but she didn't take it. She couldn't take it. Mother.
What? What's wrong with your voice, Michel?
Oh, God.
I see. You're still not feeling well. Are you, Michel?
A look of restrained fear on her face. Mother stepped towards me, placing her hand on my forehead. Her palm felt hot against my skin.
You don't have a fever.
But I hurt all over. My joints.
You're still sick, Michel. But don't worry. You'll be fine in no time. Now, back to bed with you. You're a girl. You're a girl, so you shouldn't be sitting on the floor. It's bad for your back.
As Mother repeated the phrase, "you're a girl," again and again, the nagging sense that something wasn't quite right grew more distinct. Was I really sick? Was this actually my voice now? And if it was, what was I turning into? My voice was certainly not a girl's voice. My voice never went back to normal, though. So Mother ordered me to remain in my room. I hadn't recovered yet. And so long as I was sick, I couldn't be let out. My God! Would Michel have a lot to talk about with a certain character from Umineko? This is so similar, except in reverse. Again, something felt wrong about her calling it a sickness, but I had no evidence to the contrary. I wonder if it's PCOS? It could be polycystic ovarian syndrome, because that would lead to the symptoms that I think Michel is having. Polycystic, I think, is the proper terminology. That's I don't know the exact details, because my field is molecular biology rather than immunology and study of the body, but I believe 5 alpha. I see that also is possible. Guppy force. That's really interesting. So yeah, I know, because I know there are conditions that would cause such a thing to happen. But wow, like don't Les Mis. Seriously, I'm sure that if someone was talking like, in terms about business or, basically art or anything like that, I would feel just as dumb. We all have our own areas of expertise where we've been educated more than others in. It doesn't mean you're dumber or smarter than anyone else. It just means this is what you're good at, or what you've learned in your life. Everyone is good at different things. Again, something felt wrong about her calling it a sickness, but I had no evidence to the contrary. I had no way to know I wouldn't get others sick if I exposed them, as she claimed, so I had no choice but to do as she said. In time, Mother too stopped visiting me, and the only people I saw were servants. They did their jobs, but refused to look me in the eye. No one else came to see me, though. Not Amy, Didier, or Georges. 1 month passed, then 2, then 3. Occasionally, the pain in my joints would withdraw. At other times, it would worsen. I wonder if he also has Turner syndrome. If I'm thinking of the correct thing. Whenever I would drift off to sleep, I would hear the sound of my own joints creaking. I would dream of a woman standing in the courtyard, her soft chestnut hair fluttering in the wind as she twirled to face me, a smile on her face and her breasts exposed. Damn, Michel, you horny as fuck. One day, after around 6 months of service refusing to make eye contact, I stopped one and made a request. To have a mirror brought to my room. While he didn't acknowledge me, the next day I had my mirror. By that point, I was fairly certain I knew what was happening to my body. I had no clothes to wear, because none of the multicolored dresses hanging in my wardrobe fit me anymore. Damn! Holy shit, Michel won the motherfucking trans lottery. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Pulling the heavy red cloth covering the mirror aside, my completely naked body came into view. Damn! Holy fuck! Bishonen City! Oh my god. Wow. That must be a dream come true for him. Something resembling a mix of a chuckle and a sigh of pity spilled from my lips. This is me. 6 months. After only 6 months' time, I could hardly recognize myself. Extending my hand from the mirror, I traced the outline of my bony reflection. My shoulders lacked mother's curves, and my skin ivy sheen. I was pale and haggard, but structurally, I looked like my brothers. Obviously, being younger than them is not as active. My muscles lacked any kind of strength, but I wouldn't have batted an eye if I saw myself holding a sword. Yeah, boy! Straight up Alucard! I was a full head taller than I had been 6 months earlier. Whoa! And I felt an odd certainty that I wasn't done growing either. Staring at myself in the mirror, I traced my name across the surface. Michel. Don't need the loss to. Michel. Hell yeah, boy! For the first time in my life, I liked my name. Sorry, that would just... Wow. I still didn't think an angel's name suited me one bit. But it was staggering how different it felt now, even if it sounded exactly the same. Those last 2 letters changed the meaning entirely. I know exactly how you feel, Michel. The last couple of letters of a name can really, really change the meaning. Turning it from a girl's name to a boy's name.
This now makes sense.
Everything was falling into place. My admiration for DDA, the envy I had for my brother's bodies, the feelings I had for Ivy, the indecent dreams I've been having.
I was always male.
I cackled like a fool for the first time in my life. I laughed so hard at the sight of myself, my stomach hurt. Oh my God, the absolute euphoria he must be feeling. It was the first glimmer of light I had seen in this locked room for far too long. This was what I was supposed to look like. My life up until 6 months ago, constricted and uncomfortable. My life as a girl was all a lie. No one could possibly look at me and call me an angel. I was always a boy, but I've been told I was a girl, forced to act like one. Of course that wouldn't feel right. They needed to know. I couldn't be the only one who understood. Everyone in this house needed to. Fueled by this one desire, I wrapped a sheet over my shoulders and threw open the door.
What's up, bitches? It's Michel!
That's like, it seemed ridiculous how long I'd followed Mother's instructions and remained cooped up in my room. And now, I felt fucking fantastic! If there was truly a God in heaven, then this change within me was his answer to my prayers. A manservant carrying a tray of food did a double take as I passed him. The farther I proceeded through the corridors, the more eyes I felt on me. The midday sun shone obnoxiously bright through the windows. But now, with its piercing radiation illuminating my proper self, I felt an odd affection for the light. I could hear the family gathered in the great hall, everyone but me. DDA's voice complained about the simple meals the church provided, but his pride came through in his laughter. George's voice playfully bragged about his life at the royal court. Father's voice informed everyone his investments had borne fruit, and with the money, he had purchased several new estates. Mother's voice was distinctly less bright than the rest of the family's. She gave vague, empty indications she was listening, though mostly stayed out of the conversation. Amy's voice sang her praises for George's, her beloved husband. Never mind the fact that she was sleeping with DDA. Everyone was pretending that, basically, that nothing had happened to his body. It was all a facade, a mere shadow of family.
It's a shame Michel couldn't be here. Then we would have everyone.
I was there. I was right there. I hadn't gone anywhere. You had just locked me in my room.
I hope she recovers soon.
I was never sick at all. The child you called Michel was actually your son. That was all there was to it.
Huh?
Huh.
What?
Everyone's gaze is concentrated on me. I gave them all a quick glance, and then with my deepened voice, I said, I am cured. Hell yeah, boy! I was cured 6 months ago. Who are you? Surely you haven't forgotten my face, have you? Father.
Michel?
Michel! This boy's Michel. A wave of chatter spread through the hall. Mother went pale. Father objected. Didier stared. George escaped. Amy watched cautiously, fear in her eyes. What a farce. They were the ones who had wrongly decided I was a girl.
What's going on?
Someone tell me, what is the meaning of this? You were dressing your son up like a Goyle, Mother. I assumed he was a Goyle. Otherwise I wouldn't, my hands on him like that. You lied to me! I would have never agreed to it if I had known.
No, you're wrong. She's Michelle, is my daughter. You called that a Goyle? Look at that freaking hunk of man meat.
All these months I was worried because you said he was sick. But that was all a lie. You couldn't pass him off as a Goyle anymore, so you locked him up in his room. Is that what this is? And you could have just stayed there. What possessed you to show yourself now? Stop that! Don't look at me! Oh, I am about to unload a whole can of truth up on your ass. Don't give me that look! You said you can tell what's going through my mind, didn't you?
What?
Then you should know exactly how I feel about you right now. Don't be so damn full of yourself. I have no interest in a whore like you! Oh! Oh my god, look at that! Oh, that face! That face! So why don't you go cry into DDA's arms? Damn, Michel! Oh god, he's so hot in so many ways. Oh! You! What? Huh? What are you talking about? Why, DA? Why not me? What? Hey, anyone want to explain that for me? What had once been a nice family meal was now utter chaos. For the briefest moment, I felt sorry for Georges, but that whispered away almost immediately. There was a crash from the table, and dishes fell, shattering against the floor.
Cussed.
A chilling darkness oozed from her voice.
She's cussed. She was my daughter. I saw it with my own eyes. I gave birth to her. She was a girl. Michelle was a girl.
A malevolent
curse has been placed on her.
When Mother lifted her head, I had difficulty believing that there was the same woman who had sat by my bedside as I lay sick, sacrificing sleep to care for me. Her hair was a frazzled mess and deep creases covered her face.
Restrain her! Throw her in a room and lock the door! She's a girl! A girl! She was a girl, I swear it!
Open your eyes! Do I sound like a girl? Do I look anything like a girl? Mother's cries sent me into a frenzy. I ripped the sheet off my shoulders, throwing it to the floor. I am not a girl! and shouted.
Restrain her! Please, someone restrain her!
Fear reigned in the great hall, but then several moments of icy silence were broken by a muttering that shocked me as much as anyone else. You're not a boy, or a girl. What on earth are you? You're an abomination. Oh God, fuck you! Go to hell, I mean, go to hell! Go to hell! You're not a boy. You're an abomination.
What?
I'd seen myself in the mirror. I was undoubtedly male. Lacking in strength though they may have been, I had visible muscles. My chest was flat and I was taller than a girl should be. My voice was deep, and I had an obvious lump in the middle of my throat. I was male. I had to be male. What else could I be? So why? Why was Amy looking at me like some kind of strange creature? A chill ran down my spine, and I suddenly found myself deeply uncomfortable being so exposed. There's nothing there. Yup. The hormonal changes won't make miracles. Well, complete miracles, Michel. You've got nothing there.
Nothing there.
I didn't understand what she was talking about. Unable to press further, I fell silent, at which point several servants burst into the great hall and restrained me. No, he's not, because in the other timelines where this didn't happen, Morgana made sure that his body developed as female. Unable to press further, I fell silent, at which point several servants burst into the great hall and restrained me.
She's a girl. She's my daughter.
Mother, seemingly in a mad daze, just repeated the same thing over and over.
She was a girl!
As Mother wailed, she wandered off somewhere. Father stood there in silence. Same, Marco. By the way, welcome to the stream. Also, hello, Aki. Amy stared at me with disgust in her eyes. Georges was still in a panic, and Didier clenched his fists. Eventually, I started regaining my composure, which is when I realized I had made a mistake. Yeah, you should have just kept that part hidden. My sickness had been made into a curse. I was, once more, caged up in my room. In addition to the door being locked from the outside, the windows were boarded over so no one could see in, leaving me in perpetual darkness. I received no visitors except the servants, and again, none of them would look me in the eye. Every day was the same, day in and day out, day in and day out. The only time the routine changed was when, on occasion, a servant would arrive bearing a letter. It was my mother's handwriting on the parchment. We lived in the same house, yet she refused to show herself before me. Hello, Joseph. Welcome to the stream. Oh, we're getting a couple of new people here today. I had no choice but to respond to her letters. She demanded I speak like a girl, and I didn't have the strength to defy her. There was a constant sense of urgency to her letters, like she might fall apart completely at any second. And so I did as she said. I signed each letter Michel. Oh, God. The female name she'd bestowed upon me at birth, which I so despised. Every time I used that name, I felt like I was denying my own identity. Yeah, dead naming is not a good thing to do. Oh, God. On paper, she expressed her concern for me, but that concern only served to cause me more pain. So every time I took up my quill, my hands trembled. Mother prayed daily that my curse might one day be broken. Am I cursed? Is that why my body changed? Was it not because I was male? There's nothing there. What did she mean by that? And of course, nobody has any sex education, so Michel has no idea what a dick even is. Why did she look at me the way she did? How am I an abomination? Why? I don't understand. Someone, anyone, please tell me! Someone, please!
I have brought you supper. I will be back shortly to retrieve your dishes. I'll be going then.
Wait.
What?
Wait a minute.
Yes? What do you need, Michel?
Are you a man or a woman?
Pardon?
Which are you? Oh. Interesting. Is this Morgana?
I am exactly what I appear to be.
Which are you?
Oh, it's a man. Okay.
I am a man.
If that is all, I will be going now.
Close. Off.
What?
Take your clothes off. Right now. Everything. Even your underclothes.
What? Surely you jest, Michel.
I am very serious.
I could not possibly.
Why not?
I could not expose myself.
I ordered you to take your clothes off.
You mean to humiliate me? I beg you, please reconsider.
What are you? You're a servant of the Bollinger estate! And what am I? I am a child of the Bollinger family! I may be locked up, imprisoned in this room, but that doesn't make you any less my servant. Am I wrong? Clothes off.
Michel!
I ordered you to take your clothes off. Not even the tiniest sliver of guilt arose in my conscience. I felt no shame in what I was doing. He's desperate. It's not like there's any anatomy books he can look up. All that mattered to me was figuring out what Amy had meant. I wanted to find the truth. Not knowing I would have been better off in the dark. His face twisted in humiliation. The servant undressed before me. In the dim candlelight, The man's body was shaped almost like a rectangle, and at a glance he didn't appear much different than me. A second later, though, I found my answer. I found the one crucial thing he had that I didn't.
Why?
My lower body lacked the part that made a man a man. Are you satisfied, Michel? It was then I finally learned what a man's body was supposed to look like. Oh God, that must be heartbreaking for him. I'm begging you, please allow me to dress. It'll be an unbearable shame to remain unclothed any longer for the young Bollinger daughter.
Daughter? You still insist on calling me a damn girl. Look at these shoulders, my chest. Listen to my voice. How can you possibly think any of that belongs to a girl?
But how you appear does not... There was a distinct look of fear in the manservant's eyes. Not out of respect for difference in our rank, but out of disgust for this incomprehensible thing standing there before him. Oh God, this is heartbreaking. Those trembling eyes, and the reality dangling there before me, and dangling, yet blew the lid once more off everything I had been holding back.
Without that, you would be no different than me.
What?
Everything else is all the same. So why does it make such a difference that you have one and I don't?
Michel.
I am a man. I'm a man just like you. I am no one's daughter.
Ah!
And if you still insist we're not the same, then I'll make you like me.
Ah!
Without that, you're no different than me!
It was a mix of dread and panic that pushed me over the edge, and so in order to keep myself afloat, I decided to bring another pain. Please don't do this, Michel! In a blind frenzy. Oh God, Michel, no! Hardly even aware of what I was doing, just riding the current of my erupting emotions. I swiped a knife off the tray the man had bought, knocked him down, and climbed onto him.
I'll get rid of it. I'll make you the same! Without it, you'll be just like me!
Get off me! Get off me, please! Someone help!
I'll make you just like me!
Get in here, someone! Anyone! Michel! She's delirious! Oh God. Through the fog of hysteria, I suddenly realized I was surrounded by several servants. And the next thing I knew, I was on the floor beneath them. There were as many, if not more of them, than when I had made the seat in the great hall. A dozen manservants stared down at me, their eyes filled with fear and revulsion. And in the shadows beyond the crowd, I saw Mother looking in on me with vacant eyes.
Mother, why? Why will you only speak to me through letters? Why do you say I'm cursed? Mother, I'm male. I was always male. Tell me that I am, Mother. Let me out of here, please. I'm not delirious. My head is perfectly clear. I'm normal. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not cursed. Mother, say something. Mother!
Oh God, Michel. After that, I was shut in my room again, and even the servants stopped coming. I pushed and shoved, and I pulled and pounded with all my strength, but the door and windows didn't budge. A day passed, and then another. With no food or water, I started feeling death was upon me, fearing death was upon me. Exactly, how is he going to live without water? I'd have no idea how miserable it was to go with so long without water. My throat was dry and cracked, and it felt like it was on fire, making breathing difficult. 2 days, 48 long hours. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. After just 2 days, my skin stretched tight across my bones, looking hard and dry in the soft candlelight.
Water. I need water. Someone, please, give me water. Why won't anyone bring me any? Why? Ugh.
My family had abandoned me, and were leaving me to die in this room. When I realized that, I broke into uncontrollable shaking. The helplessness threatened to suffocate me. Fear of death turned to panic, which only scrambled my already confused mind further. I grabbed a chair, swinging it out the window, at the door. But all my attempts ended in crushing failure.
Anyone!
I clawed at the door, begging for help.
Someone open the door! Anyone! Water! I need water! 1 drop, that's all I need! I'm going to die in here! Someone! Anyone! Mother! Father! DTA! Georges! Someone! Open the door, please! Help me! Someone! I need water! My throat hurts! It burns! I'm so weak! Someone, water! TTA! Georges! Anyone!
But not a single soul came to the door. With no food or water, the 3rd day came and went, and then the 4th. By that point, I was expectedly devoid of any sense of dignity, and I sat there, covered in all manner of human filth. Seriously, it's amazing that he could be alive after 4 days without water. As my body quickly wasted away. Still, I clung to the vain hope that someone would open that door. It was all I had. Occasionally I would hear footsteps. Whenever I did, I mustered up what meager strength I had left to bang on the door.
Whoever's there, please, open the door. I'm begging you. Someone.
But my pleas fell on deaf ears. Though they didn't respond to me, I could hear the Abigails muttering to one another in the corridor.
Did you hear that? Yeah, I did. I wonder what's gotten into Lady Michel. They say she was cursed. Maybe she sold her soul to the devil. How dreadful. We should stay away from that door, if we don't want to be cursed too.
I am not. I am not cursed. I did not sell my soul to the devil.
I'm kind of scared. I might have to find work somewhere else. Gotta make sure we stay away from that door.
Why do you think I'm cursed? I never did anything wrong.
Lady Michel has lost her mind. She's deranged. I'm scared even thinking about her.
I am not deranged. My mind is perfectly fine.
She's right crazy. She's right mad.
No, I'm not. I'm perfectly normal.
Oh, God.
Someone! Someone please get me out of here!
Oh my God. The 5th and then the 6th day passed. And by that point I was hovering on death's brink. I lacked even the willpower to hold myself up against the door. So I simply lay on the cold floor, waiting for the end. I felt no sorrow, no anger, no despair, nothing. I had felt I had been sucked completely dry. I couldn't even compose a coherent thought. Which is why, when the door I had so yearned to open actually did, and someone stepped inside, standing over me, I was unable to process it. I don't know who this is. My God, what a mess. Hey, are you still alive? Well, look at that. I was afraid you would be dead. Oh, Amy! Really? It was Amy's voice. Oh God, she looks terrifying. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Really. I didn't mean you much harm. But after what you said in front of the whole family, I was a little upset.
I couldn't tell what she was saying. Oh my God. All I could hear were garbled sounds. All I could do was moan at her.
The Soivens are all afraid of you now. After your little episode. So I volunteered to bring you your food in their place. Everyone was so grateful. I don't think anyone likes you anymore.
There's the train in the background. Sorry about that. Eventually, my muddy mind managed to make sense of the thing she was holding in her hands. A tray of food. I could smell it from here. At first, I voiced, I just gave you food to a stray cat. Oh, I wish you could have seen it devouring every last bit.
Water!
What I didn't know, though, was that people can die in just a few days without water. I never intended to kill you. I just didn't know. So I'm really sorry about that.
Water!
But you're alive. For someone so physically weak, you sure are tenacious. Isn't that nice? You have one thing you can be proud of.
Water!
What was that? Water? You want water? Hold on. I got some right here. She picked up a goblet with her delicate fingers. My hand swiped weakly at the air, trying to grab it. A grin spread across her lips. And then she let go. Oops. You are by far. There are many horrible people in this story, but by far you are the worst. You are the absolute worst. Go on. Drink. My God. Michel, stab her with the freaking knife. Seriously. Just stab her. Kill her. Just kill her. You'd better hurry. Or the rug will absorb it all. You wanted water, didn't you? Then drink. In that moment, I could hear the sound of the last of my dignity crumbling away. Driven solely by my survival instinct, I bent down toward the rug. Pressing my lips against the spreading puddle.
You really did it! This is too good, Michel. You look like a cat.
No, cats are much more graceful. I can't stop laughing. The daughter of a prestigious family, the Bollingers, second born out of a coffin. I wish I had a painter here to capture this image on canvas. So, you know, I accept I made a mistake, Michel. I promise you I'll bring you your food from now on. I'll take very good care of you. This is going to be fun. Oh God, she is the absolute worst. Listening to her childish yet deeply malicious laughter, I understood. I was her plaything now. My hell was only just beginning. Oh God. Okay, you guys. She is without a doubt the worst person in this entire story. And that is saying something. That is saying something. My God, she hit it well too. You would never think that from how she started out. She hid that really well. Jesus Christ. Michel, kill her for George's sake. For friggin' DDA's sake. My God, she is pure unadulterated evil. Oh God, and with that, you guys, I think we're gonna save this for next time. Yeah, she is a demon child. My God. Oh God, you guys. Wow. Michel, I really hope he gets to kill her. I really hope he does. Oh God. Until next time, you guys, we'll have some more Higurashi tomorrow, and in 2 days, more Fata Morgana. I'll have to say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.